Over 4,500 years ago, a civilization thrived in the heart of South Asia that was so advanced, it could rival many modern cities even today. They had underground drainage systems, centuries before Rome, massive brick structures that still baffle engineers, and cities laid out with mathematical precision. They traded with distant lands, produced exquisite jewelry, and had no signs of large-scale wars. Yet, almost everything about them, their language, their rulers, their end, remains a mystery. This was the Indus Valley Civilization. Before we begin uncovering their fascinating story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more incredible journeys into the past. The Indus Valley Civilization began to emerge around 3300 BCE in what is now Pakistan and northwest India. It grew along the fertile plains of the Indus River and its tributaries, where seasonal floods enriched the soil, making agriculture flourish. People here didn't just settle in small villages. They planned massive urban centers with astonishing precision. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, two of the largest cities, were built on a grid system, something rare for the ancient world. Streets ran perfectly straight, intersecting at right angles, and the cities were divided into carefully organized sections. These cities were not random collections of homes. Each block contained houses made from standardized baked bricks, with multiple rooms and even private bathrooms connected to a citywide drainage system. This meant waste was carried away through covered channels, a level of sanitation many parts of the world wouldn't see again for thousands of years. Public wells provided clean water, and larger structures, possibly granaries, stored food to sustain the population. The people of this civilization were skilled builders and engineers. They constructed raised platforms to protect their cities from floods, and their architecture showed remarkable consistency. Whether in Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, or smaller settlements, the same design principles appeared, suggesting a central planning authority or shared cultural standards. This uniformity was not only a sign of technical expertise, but also of a highly organized society that valued order and efficiency. Life in these cities was a blend of practicality and artistry. Pottery was decorated with intricate designs, beads were made from precious stones, and seals carved with mysterious symbols and animal motifs were used for trade and identification. Markets were likely bustling with activity, where merchants sold goods, produced locally and traded items from faraway lands. The streets were wide enough for carts to pass, and smaller lanes connected neighborhoods, ensuring smooth movement through the city. What makes the Indus Valley truly remarkable is that all this development happened without the grand palaces, giant statues, or extravagant temples seen in other ancient civilizations. Instead, their focus seemed to be on community welfare and efficient living rather than glorifying individual rulers. Their achievements in urban planning, sanitation, and engineering were unmatched for their time, and their cities stood as symbols of a society that valued both progress and harmony. While the cities of the Indus Valley dazzled with their organization and technology, their society itself remains one of the most intriguing puzzles in human history. Unlike the civilizations of Mesopotamia or Egypt, no grand records, royal inscriptions, or detailed chronicles have been found. What we know comes from the ruins, artifacts, and a writing system that has never been fully deciphered. These symbols, carved into seals, pottery, and even on copper tablets, may have been a sophisticated script, perhaps used for trade, administration, or religious purposes, but without a translation. The voices of these people remain silent. Every new seal uncovered sparks debate among experts, yet the true meaning continues to elude us. The economy of the Indus Valley was vibrant and diverse. Agriculture formed its backbone. Wheat, barley, peas, sesame, and cotton were cultivated in abundance. They were possibly the first civilization in the world to grow and process cotton on such a large scale, spinning it into fine threads and weaving soft fabrics that would have been highly valued. Alongside farming, animal husbandry was important. Cattle, water, buffalo, sheep, and goats were reared, while evidence of domesticated elephants suggests they may have been used in labor or ceremonial roles. Trade connected the Indus Valley to distant lands. Their cities were strategically located near rivers and trade routes, allowing goods to flow in and out efficiently. Archaeologists have found beads made from carnelian, lapis lazuli, and agate, semi-precious stones shaped with such precision that even modern jewelers admire their craftsmanship. These beads, along with pottery, cotton, textiles, and metal tools, were exported far and wide. The discovery of Indus seals in Mesopotamian cities, and Mesopotamian artifacts in Indus sites, proves the existence of a vast trade network stretching over 1,000 miles. Their merchants likely sailed along the Arabian Sea in sturdy boats, navigating coastlines and perhaps venturing into the Persian Gulf. Life within these urban centers was surprisingly balanced and seemingly fair. While some houses were larger than others, there is little evidence of extreme wealth inequality. The same standardized bricks were used for both modest homes and larger residences, and the layout of neighborhoods suggested careful planning for all citizens. There were no massive palaces towering over the population, no grand tombs for kings, and no monumental statues glorifying individual rulers. This absence suggests that power may have been decentralized, perhaps shared among local leaders or councils, creating a society that prioritized community welfare over personal grandeur. Religion and spirituality appeared to play a unifying role. Archaeologists have found small terracotta figurines, amulets, and carved seals that may have been linked to fertility worship. Many depict animals such as bulls, elephants, and tigers, which might have held sacred significance. A recurring figure, seated in a yogic posture and surrounded by animals, has drawn comparisons to later depictions of the Hindu god Shiva as Pashupati, or Lord of Beasts. Ritual bathing may also have been important, as suggested by the Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro, an impressive structure with watertight brickwork, possibly used for ceremonial cleansing. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Indus Valley is the lack of clear evidence for large-scale warfare. Fortifications existed, but they seem more designed for flood control or storage security rather than military defense. Weapons like spears and arrowheads have been found, but they are relatively few in number, and mass graves or signs of violent destruction are absent. This suggests a culture where cooperation and trade were valued over conquest, a rare achievement in human history. Yet for all their brilliance, the Indus Valley cities began to decline around 1900 BCE. The reasons remain a mystery, and several theories compete for explanation. One possibility is climate change. Geological evidence suggests the region became drier over time, and shifting river courses, especially the drying of the Saraswati or Gagahaka River, may have crippled agriculture. Another theory points to devastating floods, as layers of silt in some cities suggest repeated inundations. Earthquakes could have altered the flow of rivers, cutting off vital water supplies. Some historians once believed in the invasion of Indo-Aryan tribes, but this theory has lost support due to the lack of strong archaeological evidence for violent conquest. As the great cities emptied, the population may have moved eastward toward the Ganges plain, adopting new ways of life. Urban planning became less sophisticated, trade networks shrank, and the characteristic seals and standardized bricks disappeared. However, the cultural echoes of the Indus Valley may have survived, influencing later traditions in the Indian subcontinent. Their expertise in brickmaking, drainage, and crafts likely passed down through generations, shaping future settlements. Even today, the Indus River flows past fields and villages that stand atop layers of history. Farmers unknowingly plow land that hides the streets, courtyards, and wells of a civilization that once thrived there. For archaeologists, every dig offers the possibility of rewriting history, perhaps uncovering the key to deciphering their script, or revealing new aspects of their social structure. The Indus Valley Civilization remains a silent giant in human history. It challenges our assumptions about what it means to be advanced, showing that greatness can exist without towering monuments or constant wars. Its people mastered urban living, nurtured trade across vast distances, and maintained harmony for centuries. And yet, the mystery of their disappearance lingers. Until the day we can read their language and hear their voices, they will remain an enigma, a reminder that the past still holds secrets waiting to be discovered, hidden beneath the sands and soils of time.